Twins of Reddit, what's your embarrassing story involving your twins partner? My husband has an identical twin. When my husband and I got engagement photos done, Facebook automatically tagged my husband's brother in a bunch of our photos, and I posted them without realizing. I went to a funeral of a friend's father. I had no idea that the deceased had an identical twin. It felt really strange to see the guy in the coffin, sat at the front row of the church. Was going down an escalator at a casino, look across and see my brother, get the excites, and yell, "Hey bro." Start waving for his attention. Was waving to myself in a mirror. I'm not a twin, but dated one of two twin brothers in high school. The other twin also had a girlfriend at the school. One day, someone in my class pulls me aside to nervously tell me he thinks my boyfriend is cheating on me. He was fairly new at the school and didn't know yet there were twins. It gave us all a good laugh when the story got around, and the guy was pretty relieved to hear there was no cheating going on. My girlfriend told me about a production of 12th Night that was able cast identical twins for the main role. At one point one of them walked off one side of the stage and the other walked on from the opposite side in a different costume seconds later. Most of the audience just thought they were doing really fast quick changes. In the version they used for the DVD, a guy in the audience near the camera very loudly said, "What the F ***K" when this happened. My twin brother died in a car wreck and my family suggested that I should date his girlfriend because grief, I guess. I got pranked by my girlfriend, an identical twin, a few months ago. There is no point where a guy's more vulnerable than immediately after orgasm. Everything is just drained. Knowing this, my girlfriend awaited this moment one morning. Immediately after I finished, she looked up at me, took a deep sigh, and said, "Don't tell ***her name," while mimicking her sister's mannerisms. I freaked the ***K out, pulled my receding member out, and flipped out of the bed in what I can only describe as an emotional ***K. It was only as I came to my senses that I noticed my girlfriend giggling helplessly. It was then that I knew that I'm dating the evil twin. I tried to date this girl from class and we were going out on dates and everything, but out of nowhere she stopped talking to me because her friend saw me with another girl, my twin sister, at the movies and thought I was playing her, but they didn't know I have a twin sister. My ex was once scrolling through FB and said, "You look really hot in this photo." It wasn't me. I've told this story before, but it's even more fitting here. My identical twin sister was dating the president of a fraternity on campus, and during one of the frat's date night events she went with her BF, and I was set up as a date for one of his brothers. Towards the end of the night I got separated from my date, and my sister's extremely drunk boyfriend put his arm around me while C's was in the bathroom. BF leaned in to kiss me. Venue was super dark, so I think it was an honest mistake. So I backed up to set the record straight. He asked if I was down for a threesome with my own twin sister. I still feel bad for ditching my date, but *SHUDDERS* I had to get out of there ASAP. Ooh. Dad's friend is a twin, lives in Chicago. His twin brother lives in Boston. On the same day, both twins fell off a ladder and broke the same leg. Not embarrassing, but my twin sister is dating a guy that friend-zoned me. Editor, add some context. I really liked this one guy. Super nice and funny and smart, and he was pretty cute too. I confessed that I liked him and got friend-zoned. It's done and he stopped talking to me after that, which totally sucked. A month later or so my sister told me about the same guy and how they both liked each other. I was pretty sad about it, not gonna lie, but they've been dating for almost 3 months now, and they're a cute couple. It does sting when she tells me how great they're doing and how he is always at our house, but she's happy, so it's okay. Another edit. I'm not mad at my sister. I love her. I'm so happy she found someone that likes her for her true self and her uniqueness. Sometimes things happen and it can suck, but that's just how life is, y'all. My twin brother is gay, so early in high school before people knew he had a twin I was groped by a gay man. Only tangentially related to topic, but I feel like sharing. On my last day as manager of a restaurant, a new girl was hired. I continued to drink there, and she and I got to know each other a little. Mostly just drink and smoke. Gave her a ride here and there. Texted and such. Went on for a year. Then I started seeing her fairly frequently at a new place. She'd always hug me, and seemed genuinely happy to see me. It was nice. I could feel real affection in her hugs. One day I saw her, and everything seemed like usual, but I didn't feel anything when we hugged. I was confused, but I figured maybe it was my imagination, since I hadn't done anything wrong. TBH, it really bothered me. I thought about it all week. Then the next week I saw her with her identical twin. I was surprised, and very relieved. Turns out it happens all the time and her sister plays along, as if she knows me, because it's faster than explaining. TL, doctor, I can't visually tell the difference between identical twins, but I can tell the difference between sincere and insincere hugs. Also, now that I know, even though they appear identical, it's easy to tell the difference. This story is so prime, and I'm so excited to tell it. I used to do musicals, like singing dancing musicals. My brother came to a performance, and was at the greeting line afterwards. He goes up to the lead actress in the show and says, "Great job, congrats, what a show," to which she responds, "Oh, I wasn't in the show, actually it was my twin sister. But you were fantastic," to which my twin brother says, "I wasn't in the show either." And that's when the actual lead actress and I walk up wondering why they both look so damn confused. I've been laughing about it for years. Edit. Thanks for the silver. Now I can say I've gotten an award for answering wrongly after misreading a prompt. Haha, gold. Edit. Whoa, gold. For the occasion I can admit, the lead actress and I were having a secret affair. My mom is an identical twin. She and her sister were always dressed alike and hated it, so one year for Halloween my grandpa took my mom costume shopping and my grandma took my aunt. When they got home they were so excited to show each other their costumes, but when they came out of their room they were wearing the same thing. My grandma and her sister were twins. Her sister was going to be a nun, so couldn't be involved in any affairs. Some guy asked the sister out, who sent my grandma in her place, tasked with ending the date poorly. I'd like to say there's a funny ending, that the guy's my granddad, but he's not. He's just some random dude. My twin and I went shopping for eyeglasses. We were in a store that had multiple massive rooms filled with different brands of eyeglasses. We spent roughly 3 hours picking our ideal frames, independently of each other. We sit down to pay, and the teller says, "Oh, that's so awesome, you chose the same pair," and sure enough, it was our identical model, one in white, one in silver, out of thousands of lenses. Not a twin, but I had a pair of teachers at my middle school who were identical twins. They tended to dress similarly, and I spent a lot of time confused as to how they could move around the school so quickly until someone told me there were 2 of them, and that they were twins. Not a twin. Dated a twin on and off for a while. In middle school I would get a call from my boyfriend. We'd chat for a bit, and then he'd have to go, so his brother could have his phone time. These were the days before cell phones. Then we'd hang up, and I'd get another phone call a minute later, from my boyfriend. Turns out the first call was from his twin brother. Boyfriend would get pissed. He tried that a few more times. Then I learned to tell their voices apart. I fancied a twin in high school, and couldn't realize why in one class she spoke to me yet in another didn't know what the F***K I was on about. It took me 4 months and just bumping into them both on the walk home, and I literally went, "There's 2 of you." Not a partner, but a woman was asking my twin if we feel each other's pain. It gets a bit boring being asked the same questions, so I guess he wanted to mix it up. He said no, but he knows when I'm having an orgasm. She said, "Really?" To which he relied, "Yeah, I'm kneeling in front of him when it happens." My grandpa has a twin brother, and they look nearly identical even now in their late 70s. My mom told me that when I was a toddler we were at a family reunion. Apparently my grandpa was holding me and talking to my parents, and then his twin brother walked up to us, and my reaction was to say, stunned and wide-eyed, "2 grandpas." I must have been really happy to have not one, but 2 amazing grandpas to interact with. One of my good friends in college, we'll call her Ellie, has a twin sister, we'll call her sister. Sister had a boyfriend, while Ellie was blissfully single. We were all over at sister's place making dinner together and having some beers. Ellie went to grab something out of the fridge, so her back was to the room. Sister's boyfriend walked by, gave her a casual but firm bud grab, and went on his way to the counter to IDK, chop something. Ellie gasped and turned around. The room stopped. We all just stared and waited for boyfriend to notice he'd grabbed the wrong twin. You could see the exact moment he realized sister, his girlfriend, was not, in fact, at the refrigerator. She was on the other side of the room. He slowly looked back down at the cutting board. He couldn't even process the shame. He apologized profusely. Ellie was horrified for a second, but after she realized it was an honest mistake, she thought it was funny. He literally could not make eye contact with her for a week. While we wait for serious replies, how many sets of twins did you guys have at your school? In elementary school, there were 3 sets of twins and 1 set of triplets in my grade. Pretty insane. I'm not the twin, but I was dating a guy on and off for years, long distance, and eventually came to find out that the guy I had been on and off dating was F***king his twin brother and his twin brother's wife. I couldn't believe it at first, but then a whole lot of things started to make sense. The more I thought about it, I'd been friends with him a solid 15 years, and in that whole time he never really dated anyone but me. But he spent so much time with his twin brother and even more with his twin brother's wife. We're no longer dating. I dated an identical twin back in high school. Her sister had recently broken up with her boyfriend. The ex-boyfriend and his mom were walking through the park and saw my girlfriend and I kissing. Without the slightest display of emotion, she turns to her son and says, so that's why she left you. Basically all of these stories are about identical twins. I'm a guy who has a twin sister and we don't look anything alike. I'm a dead ringer for the guys in my mom's family and both my twin and little sister fave my dad's family. On top of the obvious low effort lol uf **k twin bulls **t, it really has only been a positive for me. I'm pretty awkward and having someone to always talk to and someone around to give me an excuse to start talking to girls etc was always a big plus. We made our own language when we were little and have so many memories. I work with identical twins who are entirely non-verbal, with an identical diagnosis, and have almost identical names. Similar to Aubrey and Audriana in closeness. This is my 4th year with them. I still don't know which is which. I usually just say both names when I'm telling a story and say I don't know which one it was. Not really a partner story, and also not a twin, but something funny that happened when I was in high school. In Votech, one of my classmates had an identical twin brother. One day they decided to switch places in their classes and see if their teachers noticed. The second my teacher walked into the room, he looked at the twin and said, "Get out of my class." He stood up and asked how the teacher knew. He said, "I just saw your brother at his locker in the hallway." Plus there was the fact that he didn't sit in the seat his brother usually sat in, and their hairstyles were slightly different, but enough to see a clear difference. My best friend Dan is an identical twin. His brother Jason is in active addiction, has stolen from anywhere and anyone he possibly can, and has burned all his bridges. It eventually got to the point where Jason essentially stole Dan's identity. He was able to hack into Dan's bank and PayPal accounts, transferring money into his account, and even opened up credit cards in Dan's name. Since Dan lived in NJ and Jason lived in SC at the time, it was hard to get the police to do anything, and the banks weren't of much help either. Make sure to like and subscribe for more daily content. Thanks for watching.